Arpege, I love you so, so much. Welcome back to Self-Care Karen. Self-Care Karen is all about empowering busy women to feel their best and give their best. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time favourite perfumes, and that is Arpege by Lanvin. I first fell in love with Arpege back in the 80s when my lovely, lovely auntie was using it as her perfume, and I got to know what it would look like and what it smelled like and what it was called. And then at the time I was, or soon after that, I started working in a local chemist who didn't sell the Arpege Eau de Parfum, but they sold the Eau de Arpège, so the Eau de Toilette, and I saved up my money so that I could buy this this perfume. The Eau de Arpège did not smell exactly like the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette didn't smell like the Eau de Parfum, which is usual. But I remember getting a bottle, and this, I must have been, I don't know, 16 or 17, and using that bottle on the way on a 24-hour coach trip to Madrid. It took us a day to get there, and I started off with a full bottle, and by the time I got there I didn't have much of the bottle left because I just loved the smell so much. I kept on spraying it, and yeah, I ran through it really, really quickly. Anyway, Arpege is actually an iconic perfume. It was first created in 1927 for Jean Lanvin. So she had two perfumiers work on this perfume for her, and it was meant as a present to her daughter, who was going to be celebrating her 30th birthday. And because her daughter was a musician, she took the name Arpege from the musical term arpeggio, which I'm not even sure what that means, but anyway, it's a musical term. And anyway, Arpege is kind of like coming from that. And actually, if you look at the design of the Arpege kind of logo, and I've got a really old one here, I'm going to show it to you, which is some talcum powder, you'll see that it's actually depicting a mother and a child, and that represents, you know, Jean Lanvin with her daughter here. So really symbolic and nice. Now, when I was doing research for this video, I was looking also for a still from Madonna's Express Yourself video from, I guess, the late 80s. I don't know if it actually appears in the video, but long time ago I had some photos, I don't know if it was in a magazine or something, taken from when they were filming the video, and there is a shot with Madonna sitting with her back exposed, and there is a bottle of Arpege on her side. I mean, it is really, really an iconic perfume. It was reformulated in 1993, and I have bought the reformulated version, and I wore it for many, many years, but it's never been the same as the original 1927 formula that I first smelled on my auntie in the 1980s. So yeah, I have a series of videos on what I consider to be my signature perfume, which is Stella by Stella McCartney, which has been discontinued, and I always have a plea for them to start making it again. Here, I guess my plea to Lanvin is to go back to the original formula. I imagine that the reason it was reformulated is because some of the ingredients were no longer available, or they, you know, were of animal origin or something like that. But there's got to be a way in this day and age to get back to that original, amazingly sensual, and I don't know, I can't even describe the smell of Arpege. It is so, so wonderful. In 2002, Lanvin brought out Eclat d'Arpège, which is kind of like, I don't know if it means like a kind of clap or a kind of snap of Arpege. This is the logo. I've actually have a gift box that I keep. I store my Arpege stuff in this lovely box. So it's the same logo, but instead of being Arpege, it's Eclat d'Arpège. Eclat d'Arpège for me is nice, but it's very sweet. And there are other perfumes that I wore it for many years, but there are other perfumes that I prefer. And definitely, you know, I've mentioned Stella. That was one of the ones that I moved on to from Eclat to Arpège. So I do have a little bit of a collection when it comes to Arpège. So I want to talk to you about that today and share that with you. So I've already shown you that I have some talcum powder. Now this was purchased off eBay. On eBay you can still find quite a lot of vintage stuff for Arpège. This is the bottle. When I was in my teens I had soap, I had the talcum powder. I don't know if I had like body lotion as well. But this is not, I've not used this. I don't even know if I've taken the top off before. I'm just peeling off now. And you do still, I don't know how old this is, but it's old. You can still get whiffs of the Arpège, but not in its kind of depth and intensity that I was used to in the 80s. Still lovely though, but I don't think I'm going to use this. I covet it, have it, you know, it's like it's not really, I suppose it is a collection, but it's just for my own satisfaction. I do also have a couple of perfumes of the vintage Arpège, which I have again acquired from eBay over the years. So I've got this one here, little Eau de Parfum, and this, Extract the Lanvin. So I think it's even stronger than Eau de Parfum would be, more concentrated. Oh, it's a bit yucky on the top. Little bottle with the logo again, the emblem on the top there. But the problem with perfume is that it can go off, and this one, it smells for alcohol. It doesn't really smell of Arpège anymore, which is such a shame. But yeah, I keep that little bottle. And then I also have this comes in a little box. This is like this is the box it comes in. I've also still got, it's like a little tube. I don't know if this actually has got any in. It comes with a little leaflet, which again has got the logo on it. Yeah. And it's, oh, how to fit the Lanvin refill. Okay, so they even had refills. And this is it. I'm not sure if this one has got, it doesn't really smell of, no, this is empty. So this is a used and empty refill for Arpège. And actually I was trying to look online to see if I get any photos of the bottle that I remember of Arpège, which was kind of like, oh, kind of like the opposite to pear. Oh no, would you, it kind of fat at the top, went in, and then sort of tapered towards the end, and it had a gold ball on the top. It was black bottle and a gold ball on the top. I'll see again if I can, before I finish editing this video, or my lovely videoser finishes editing, see if I can find a picture of the bottle that I'm mentioning there. I think this is probably around the same era. This does not have a date on it. And then I also have in my collection this bottle of vintage Arpège. It's a bit damaged. This is Eau de Toilette. It says Eau de Toilette, and it's got like writing on the box there, so it's not as pristine as one would hope. Let me just open this up. And there is the bottle. And again, I think this one has kind of gone off a bit. Oh, it's got this. So it's been opened. I mean, I think you don't have a chance if it's actually been opened for it to. Again, I get the alcohol. So of all of these so far, the one that smells the most of Arpège is, oops, I've lost that, is the talcum powder, which is quite strange, right? It's quite ironic. And then finally, this is the same as I recall getting before that 24-hour coat strip, Eau Arpège, so Eau de Toilette. And this one is nearly, well, it's kind of a bit less than half rubbed off. This, again, I bought off, this is not the original one. I got off eBay. Let me see if it smells of how I recall. You see, I don't think it's, oh, here we go. It is still working. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you get you get a twang of Arpège, but it's not, it's really quite distinct to the perfume, the Eau de Parfum of Arpège. But still, this is pleasant, but I'm not planning on using it. I'm just gonna keep holding on to it. I don't know why. Crazy. Do you do that? Let me know if I'm just the only crazy one. In my searching for Stella, I found someone who was willing to create like a copy of Stella for me on Etsy actually, and I asked her if she would also be able to do an Arpège copy. And I don't actually think I've smelt this yet, but she made me up 2 bottles. These are kind of perfume oils. So the base I think is a coconut oil, and this is from Soprano Labs. It's not part of their normal catalogue. She did this as a kind of custom order for me. And it's got coconut oil in it, which I don't normally like as a base oil in perfumes. But anyway, I'm going to give it a go. Just rub it on here. She did say to me, the lovely lady that I dealt with in Soprano Labs said to me, who's the owner, I'm sure, you have to let them age. This has been kind of maturing for a couple of months now. You definitely get an initial similarity to Arpège, but this is by no means a copycat. And because it's got the coconut oil in it, I think it has a bit of a reaction to my skin. So I'll see, but I think over time I don't like it because it comes up with kind of like a musky smell, which is the coconut oil. So yeah, I will continue to look for dupes, and please, if you know of any for Arpège, for the original one, obviously you can still buy the reformulated version, then please put a comment below and let me know. When I was doing the research, and I've been researching on and off for years, but in the last year I've probably been a bit more kind of active on YouTube, looking for videos where people talk about Arpège. I came across a lady who, I don't know if she's Australian or even it could be South African in origin, but she had a YouTube channel, and it was like, I don't know, something about living well or something. But I realised when I went back today, she's actually renamed her YouTube channel, or she started a new one, I'm not sure. And it's now called Discover Italy Living and Citizenship. And all of the videos that she had on perfume seem to have been deleted. So I cannot find the video that I saw of her talking about Arpège, but I contacted her through YouTube, and she was very kind and said if I wanted to look for a kind of, to recreate Arpège, the original formula, then maybe to try La Menthe by Coty, or to take Chanel No. 5 and mix it with any kind of white flower perfume. I'd probably be able to recreate the smell, which I find is really interesting because I really do not like the smell of Chanel No. 5. So I haven't tried that out, but I would really appreciate it if you had a suggestion for a perfume that smelled like Arpège. It's because it's been so long since it was reformulated, you do have to be of an age to remember the original smell. But it was one of the classics. It was like Chanel No. 5, like Joy by Jean Patou. There are a number of perfumes that, you know, were started, you know, the beginning of the 20th century, or by 1910, 1920, 1930, that kind of time, that are still with us today and that are still firm favourites today. It's just a shame that for whatever reason, and please do tell me, Lanvin, Arpège got reformulated in the 1990s. Anyway, as I said, please comment below if this is one of your favourite perfumes, if you know of any dupes or potential copycat perfumes or smelling similar to it. I really would love to hear from you. I'd also love to hear from you if there are any other beauty products that you would like me to try out and test. I never kind of envisaged my channel to be about perfumes. So I've done 3 videos on Stella, and now by Stella McCartney, and now I've done this one for Arpège. I'm not sure if I'll do more, but who knows, because you can see that I clearly love Arpège, and I think sharing my passions and my loves with you, my audience, is kind of the best way to bring more joy into my life and hopefully bring some joy into your life. If you want to know more about me and my brand, then please take a look at the video description. And just remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.